Hi guys, this is going to be a general Aries reading in regards to, what is a wild instinct of yours that you should just act on at this time. Because I feel like a majority of the time when we get these downloads, these intuitive hits, we kind of just shut those down, or if we express them out loud, other people have the habit of shutting them down, either intentionally so or not meaning to, just looking out for you. Because usually those wildlike instincts can come off scary, because they come off as unstable or no structure in some type of way. And the people closest to you get nervous with things like that. But it's actually that energy. It's that Uranus energy. It's that rebellion in a sense that's going to take you to where you need to go. Because we all have a little unique flaw. Unique flaw? Well, those will perceive it as a flaw because it's what makes you odd. It's what makes you weird. But, it's those little intuitive hits that you actually should be going with the flow with, because that's who you actually are. And we tend to shut this down. And it actually leads us into unhappiness because it's not actually who we really are. So hopefully that made sense. But I'm really loving the energy right now because I was channeling right before this. And right when I opened up my eyes, my windows open and I saw the moon just like right there. And I don't know if you guys ever see images like around the moon, because like when it's very lit up around the sky and you could see the clouds behind it and whatnot. Sometimes there's messages within that. I don't know if everyone can see those, but sounds a little woo-woo, but maybe give it a try sometime and see if you get any messages. All right, so with that being said, Aries, let's see what wildlike instinct you should run with this week. Some type of intuitive hit, download, something that just resonates with you. New moon promise. Okay. Why is new moon here? Wildlike instinct, wildlike instinct. Arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. I'm just going to take the one. Okay, let's see what these are about. Okay, so this is this wildlike energy that you should be embracing this week. I'm seeing a bridge over water. It's a bridge that people are walking on. And I felt like before I saw the bridge, I saw your heart in the water. And it was before I even knew it was water. It was like just all dark. So there's something about your heart chakra not being fully open at this time. Could have to do with people walking all over it, maybe. I'm seeing something that looks like a knight with flowers on a horse. Go through the woods with a flag. I feel like it's a, looks like the American flag. Sorry. Oh no, I think I got the hiccups now. So something about freedom. There's something up with fear regarding all of this because everything's coming through kind of like in the dark. but through the dark, I'm able to see a street light. So it's like you don't know if you should do something, act on something, leave something, something like that. I'm seeing you take a suitcase out of a helicopter and go in the sky. Okay, so... Oh my gosh. I'm gonna open my eyes. I feel like the message is... So open up your heart chakra. I feel like you're being promised that you'll be taken care of in this like department. Yeah, like you're protected. So I never take these cards literally, like by word by word. Surround yourself with protective energy. This usually would embody, you know, like make sure you do these meditations so you protect your crown chakra, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm getting. I even made like oracle cards to, you know, months ago thinking, oh, I can outbeat spirit. And it's like, no, and what I mean by that is I'm going to use specific words on my oracle cards and there's going to be no confusion, no misunderstanding, but it's like, that's just not how it works. Channeling is channeling. It's whatever spirit wants to come through, and it's going to be very symbolic as to the energy of the card. So hopefully that makes sense. So what I'm picking up on is surround yourself with protective energy. You're coming through as this knight. Now the knight is wearing that old school, what is it? Armor? Protective armor. Okay. So they have all the helmet or whatever you call it, and then all over their body. It looks like, what time period is that? Renaissance? I don't know. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But medieval times. So there's something about you seeking freedom. But at the same time, there's something about fear, about opening up with your heart because you've been hurt before. So it's kind of like a mix of two opposite energies. You want your freedom on this like adventure of some sort. The adventure could be life, you know, or maybe it's a trip that's coming out. I don't know. If this is your energy, you know, hold that energy how you see fit. But it's like, it's almost as if you're afraid that if you go on this journey, and if it has nothing to do with love, except just loving yourself, because again, we're seeing freedom coming through, and we're just seeing you. You were symbolic. The night was symbolic of you. It's almost as if you're afraid that if you do this journey of like either self-love or going after something that doesn't involve a partner, that your heart could get left behind in some type of way. You're afraid you won't get this if you don't go for this. So that could mean maybe you're not putting much effort in the dating scene. Maybe you aren't in the dating scene, but you want to be in the dating scene, but you don't do anything to move towards it. And it's because you're fearful of your heart getting broken. But at the same time, it's like you want this promise of new love, real love, true love. But the conundrum is that you want your freedom right now. And I feel like you're coming through as somebody who may be a little overprotective of their heart. I truly feel like that's why you were wearing your armor, you know? It's definitely a message within itself. But I feel like the message, the bigger message is that you're protected. You're being promised something new. But it's like after you do something for yourself, you may be one of those people who is, and it's a common thing that women do, if you're a woman, or even if you're a guy, you know, it could go either way, where you overgive. When you overgive, you're pretty much screaming, you have no boundaries, walk all over me. And when you get to this point where you rationalize the situation, because at first when you hear that and it's new to you, you're like, oh, me giving too much is a problem, so I deserve to be walked over. And it's like, yeah, you do, because you don't have this, you don't have boundaries. So you're essentially telling whoever you could do whatever, because you're allowing things to happen in a relationship, a connection with a person, where you don't do anything. So it could be little things, right? Because that's what it always comes down to in these relationships, is slowly but surely the person changes and then you change. It's like, because you're being tested. And when you show someone you don't have boundaries, it makes someone not respect you. You know, it's just the way it works, and we're all like that. If you look in your own life, maybe you have a friend or a family member, or maybe even an ex-lover, where it's like, you knew low-key you took advantage of them. And it's because, why? Because you knew you could. It's just, you know, we're fucking weird. I don't know how to explain it. People are weird. We respect people who respect themselves. And sometimes we have to learn the hard way. So what I'm seeing is that I feel like you're being promised that you can keep your heart. I feel like I'm going to word this wrong, like stored away. You could put your love interest, romantic interest on pause for now and do something different. And I feel like you're being promised that when you are fulfilled here with whatever this is, this will be waiting for you. So when you step out of this energy, when you fulfill whatever this is, some type of journey, I felt like, to freedom. So whatever that is to you, it's like, once you feel fulfilled here, you'll be promised true love here. And that's exactly how it works. For men and women, we're not going to be able to be in a really good, healthy, well-rounded relationship until we feel happy, well-rounded, healthy, happy, whatever. And usually that stems from having our own passions, our own things that we're into. So sometimes, like, we get caught up in this material world where it's like, we could have a really good job. Like, I know if people were to look at, you know, my resume, you know, on paper it looks fine. I'm not fulfilled. It's just the way it is. It's like, it's not that it's, I want more. No, it's that I am longing for something to really ignite my passion. And it's like, it doesn't include a person for once. And you know why? Because that's what you need in order to get the person. In order to avoid heartbreak, heartache, whatever you want to call it, it's like, you really have to be happy with you and your life. And when we're caught up in the material world, sometimes we convince ourselves, oh, because we look good on paper, we are good. And it's like, it's a lie. Some of us tell ourselves, oh, if we tell this person we do this for a living, they're going to be super impressed. They're going to be super like, yeah, okay, but are you happy doing what you're doing? No? Okay, that's great. On paper, it looks great. But you know what happens when you're like with that person and you're dating them, you get to know them? You get to see that they're actually not happy. And then what does that mean? It's a ripple effect. perfect in a relationship. And that's why it's so straightforward, but sometimes we just need to hear it over and over, or told in a different way, that until you are happy with yourself, like truly happy and feel fulfilled, you can then find true love. Nobody should ever feel bad for wanting true love. Nobody should ever feel bad for longing for that. It's part of our makeup. But I think a lot of us fear this because we've been heartbroken before. So it's like we all, in some type of way, in some spectrum, we do understand that in order to get real, true love, healthy, passionate, everything we always dream about, it's like we know we can't get that unless we go into it right. And I don't mean go into it like, oh, I would never cheat, so there we go, I'm a giving person, I'm loyal, blah. Like, no. Are you happy? A majority of people out there are not happy, and it's why they're in shitty relationships. But people like to play, people like to pretend they're happy, and it's like, you're only fooling yourself at the end of the day, you know? So Aries, that's what I got for you. I hope that resonated. I hope that gave you food for thought, or just something. I hope it did something for you, okay? All right, I am sending you so much love and so much light.